Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm Scott Beadle in for Ann Emanuel. It is the holiday season in the Southern Tier. Our Maggie Hall has the scoop on all of Corning's fun-filled holiday events coming up.
It's Christmas in Corning, and the Centerway tree is here to prove it. The Gaffer District has been working hard to make sure that downtown Corning is ready for this holiday season.
Well, we started off by getting our Crystal House here in Centerway Square, where Santa will be throughout the season.
Santa Claus will be the grand finale of the highly anticipated Parade of Lights.
And the Parade of Lights is going to be back, and then a week later, we have Sparkle.
The parade is only 4 days away. The Parade of Lights will begin at 7:30 on the 26th. Before the Parade of Lights, that Saturday will be Small Business Saturday.
And then, of course, we have Small Business Saturday, this Saturday after Thanksgiving. And throughout the entire time, incredible shopping here in our downtown.
You can see holiday cheer in many of the storefront windows on Market Street.
When you go up and down the street throughout the district on the north side and here on Market Street, you'll see spectacular holiday displays in the windows.
You could be a part of pulling off Christmas in the Crystal City.
Yes, you know, it's a big lift to put this parade on and to do Sparkle. We're a very small team, so we are still looking for volunteers. If your viewers are willing to help out, they can reach out to our office.
To learn more about the holiday events here in the Gaffer District, visit gafferdistrict.com. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
The Parade of Lights will be closing off a lot of downtown Corning this weekend. Here are some of the streets you'll want to avoid this Saturday. The south side of Bridge Street near Wegmans will be closed off, and 5 blocks of Market Street will be closed as well. These closures will begin at 6:30 and go until 11:30. People heading out for the Thanksgiving holiday should brace for big crowds and higher prices. After a turbulent year for travel, airlines say they're ready for the influx of passengers. Garrett Tenney has more.
Almost 55 million Americans plan to travel for Thanksgiving. According to AAA, about 4.5 million will fly. That's up about 8% from last year and near pre-pandemic levels.
What's the holidays without family?
The majority of Americans will drive to their destination, with the current national average price for gasoline down 14 cents from just a week ago.
Gas prices are sliding significantly ahead of Thanksgiving. Of course, it is still more expensive than last year, but that gap is closing rapidly.
Travel app Hopper says people are paying about 43% higher airfare compared to last year, though the higher prices haven't deterred travelers. This week, TSA expects 1.7 million passengers at Chicago's O'Hare and Midway airports alone.
My first flight coming into Midway was completely booked, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, which is kind of unusual.
But the big question, will airlines and airports be ready for the crowds? Staffing shortages led to delays and cancellations across the country earlier this year. Officials at Seattle's SeaTac Airport say passengers should give themselves enough time to get through security.
That may take you 30, 45 minutes, rather to plan ahead for a little bit longer and get through faster than to get stuck without planning enough, and then you're now in the line and your flight's about to take off.
TSA urges folks to get to the airport at least 2 hours early for domestic flights and 3 hours for international ones. In Chicago, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Governor Kathy Hochul has called for increased surveillance by NYS police in LGBTQ+ and Jewish spaces. This call for increased surveillance comes after an attempted attack on a Jewish community center in New York City, as well as the mass shooting at Club Q nightclub in Colorado. The State Police Counterterrorism Intelligence Unit is conducting outreach to LGBTQ communities and Jewish communities and centers across New York State. O'Brien's Inn in Waverly is getting a new look. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg was at the historic inn earlier today.
O'Brien's Inn is a historic hotel and restaurant in Waverly. At one point, O'Brien's was a major tourist attraction and hotspot of the region. Many celebrities and dignitaries have visited the inn over the years. In more recent times, O'Brien's has had its ups and downs. But thanks to new owners and renovations, O'Brien's is starting to become the popular destination it once was.
it was an opportunity. That's what I saw it as an opportunity to reinvest and give something back to the community that's been missing. It's been a highly desirable destination. You know, it has a lot of history.
Streeter bought the property in late 2018. Once COVID hit and halted the service industry, Streeter took the time to renovate the inn. I'm here at O'Brien's. After working on the restaurant and lounge, the owners told me that the roof and exterior of the hotel are next.
Initially, I wanted to get started on the rooms right away, but the demand became obvious in the community that they really wanted to be at the restaurant again and coming in and out. The locals really want to be a part of it.
Other renovation plans include improvements to the water system and the scenic overlook. Above all else, O'Brien's is most known for its scenic view. Sitting atop Waverly Hill, the beautiful scenery of the southern tier is on display year-round. Streeter told Big Fox that he wants people to just be able to stop by and enjoy the view. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Waverly.
The U.S. Department of Education is notifying some students that they're eligible for relief under President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. However, lawsuits have blocked crediting those payments of up to $20,000. A report cites a higher education expert who says this legal fight over the payments could go into 2024. The Biden administration is indicating that they might extend the payment pause on student loan bills once again. That pause has been in effect since the start of the pandemic. Senior U.S. officials say there's good reason to believe that Iranian-backed terror groups are plotting an attack against the World Cup. Alex Hogan has more from Qatar.
The World Cup is underway here in Qatar, and so far there have been no major security issues, but a new threat could be emerging. Senior U.S. and Israeli officials tell Fox there are multiple streams suggesting a possible attack from Iran-backed terror groups. The head of Israel's military intelligence even going so far as to say, quote, the only thing holding them back is how the Qataris will react. The Pentagon says this new threat is connected to ongoing protests in Iran, an assessment shared by other Western allies.
Instability in Iran is bringing real-world consequences here. We're still contending with transnational terrorist groups that are down but definitely not out.
Those protests are now turning into a full-blown civilian uprising, with more than 300 demonstrators killed so far, according to the UN, and politics is coming into play at the Cup itself. The Iranian team refusing to sing their country's national anthem in solidarity with the protesters back home.
The conditions in our country are not right. Our people are not happy. We are here, but it does not mean that we should not be their voice.
Meanwhile, outside the stadium, Iranians who travel to the Cup are holding protests of their own.
The main reason that we are here to just be voice of our people, of our country. The people at the moment, they are fighting to just have their human rights.
The U.S. and Iran are set to go head-to-head next Tuesday. Both teams say they're hoping to keep politics off the field. In Doha, Qatar, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
It's something you've got to see to believe. New AI glasses that are helping people who are deaf. That story, plus your midweek forecast, coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
A beautiful sunrise caught in Binghamton as we had those clear skies as we stepped into the afternoon. Gorgeous, gorgeous conditions, and a turnaround in the temperatures as well, as we were just flirting with the 50s today. Now through the overnight, we'll stay under some of those mostly clear skies, allowing for temperatures to fall within those 20s, which for this time of the year, it is seasonable to drop into those upper 20s at about 28 for an average into Elmira. We do drop down to about 29 into Elmira, 27 into Bath, And we'll note that what we have is still going to be pretty pleasant conditions to persist. Now, temperatures are still even building a bit. We'll continue to have that chance to even hit those 50s as we head into Thanksgiving Day underneath some mostly sunny skies, some passing cloud cover around. But note that as we have some pleasant conditions now, there is going to be some more wet weather to track as we step into the weekend. So travel's still going to be a concern just on the latter half of that Thanksgiving holiday forecast when it comes to some wet weather that will be around on Friday. Looking at some showers pretty likely through especially the morning into the afternoon with light accumulation. But then behind the system, temperatures will be a little bit rocky and roller coaster like, which is going to give us some isolated mixed precipitation chances. Overall, nothing looking significant when it comes to accumulation, but still some chances that could create some of those slick roadways and difficulties when traveling. So as we step into our Wednesday, another gorgeous day of that bright sunshine and those upper 40s in place, so at least giving us some seasonable sunshine. And across the Finger Lakes into down through Pennsylvania, we have those widespread 40s with plenty of sunshine for everyone. So another gorgeous sunrise and sunset setting up as we round off our Wednesday and head into the Thanksgiving holiday. And speaking on that Thanksgiving holiday, this could be the warmer day of the week as we have a better chance to even maybe see a few 50s develop. Still some sunshine, but there will be some increasing cloud cover later into the day. As where we will be watching is going to be a cold front that is going to be working across the central portions of the state on Thursday. So there is going to be some stronger storms across some of those that frontal system into Texas, and then that low pressure system is going to move into the southeast and up to the northeast, I should say, as we head from Thursday into Friday. So that's where our rainfall is going to come from. Again, pretty light overall, but if you are traveling across more of these central, south central into southeast regions, there will be some wet weather and some stormy weather to watch with that, but there is some high pressure systems off towards the west coast allowing for some good travel if you're getting in and out of that region. So do always keep an eye on the forecast of where you are traveling as well to make sure to always know those concerns. Also note that when that low and that rainfall moves in, a little breezy, not overall blustery, but keep a little bit of a stronger wind through the rest of the weekend where we do stay those scattered showers on Friday. A little bit drier on Saturday, still a little bit punch of some warmth there, but then we'll stay under some scattered showers as well as watch those temperatures pull back as we'll step into those last few days of November.
You know, subtitles have increasingly become popular for many viewers across the U.S., but a new technology is helping to use this function in real life to help people with hearing impairments. Jackie Ibanez has details.
While many devices have helped improve the lives of people who are deaf or hard of hearing, this might be a game changer.
It's not missing anything. Every single word is right there. Are you serious? Wow.
This is awesome. New artificial powered glasses allows users to read subtitles of their conversations happening in real life. When someone near you is wearing them, whatever you say will be transcribed and displayed on the lenses. The new technology is called X-ray glass.
Imagine Alexa for your eyes. But the difference is that the information that it's retrieving, the questions that you're asking of the data are your own conversations.
The augmented reality glasses are paired with a smartphone app that can translate 9 different languages, with more coming soon. It can also rewind a conversation to let users read it again. While the glasses were created for those with hearing impairments in mind, the company hopes it will have a broader appeal.
That will work in all kinds of life. You know, you think of immigration issues where people are having to deal with people who speak different languages, or people in hospitals and having to rely on translators coming in. Instantly, that resolves that issue.
The company wants to eventually create a contact lens version of the technology. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
More layoffs at Twitter. Jack Daniels goes after copycats and a deal on gas for Thanksgiving. CJ Papa has those stories and more in today's Business Briefs.
Twitter announcing a new wave of layoffs, putting part of the sales staff on the chopping block. It's unclear exactly how workers lost their jobs. The news comes as Elon Musk is holding off on relaunching his blue checkmark system The CEO says he's waiting until Twitter has high confidence it can stop users from impersonating other people and companies. Musk previously pausing the $8 per month subscription service after thousands took advantage of the new verification system. The Supreme Court agreeing to hear a dispute between Jack Daniels and a dog toy company. The bourbon maker wants to stop it from selling products using designs that parody its trademarked whiskey bottle. Back in 2020, a judge overturned a ruling in favor of Jack Daniels, which allowed brands to use parody logos. The company filing an appeal saying it has become virtually impossible to stop copycats. Gas station chain Sheetz is offering discounts on gas throughout the week to help Americans get home for the holidays. Some locations charging just $1.99 for a gallon of unleaded. The discounts are available through November 28th. And country star Luke Combs teaming up with the Crocs for a new pair inspired by the musician's love for fishing. The collaboration shoes come in forest camouflage with charms in the shape of hooks, bass, and fishing boats. They'll be released by drawing next Wednesday, with lucky winners able to buy a pair. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
Still ahead, consumers could see higher prices and shortages if a rail strike happens this holiday shopping season. Plus, some families are opting to trade in their Thanksgiving turkeys for more affordable options. That story and more coming up. Consumers could see higher prices and possible shortages if rail workers go on strike. Stephanie Bertini has more.
Consumers will likely see higher gas prices and grocery shortages during the winter holiday season if rail workers strike.
By this point in the year, largely retailers have their inventory in place for the holiday peak shopping season, but supply chains are always moving, so there's still merchandise out there in transit.
It's not clear what a rail strike would mean for your package deliveries because FedEx and UPS both rely on rail to some degree. Commuters would be stranded if there is a strike because so many passenger railroads operate on tracks owned by the freight railroads. Just about every industry could be affected because so many businesses need railroads to deliver their raw materials and completed products, and there aren't enough trucks to pick up the slack.
We're hoping that the negotiations will be able to find a resolution.
What's the probability of a rail strike? Today, it became something we should consider when the largest of the 12 rail unions rejected the latest offer from management. Overall, 4 of the 12 unions are pushing for a better deal. The deadline is December 5th. It would just take one union to make it a full strike, since all others would not cross the picket line. Dr. Patrick Penfield is a professor of supply chain practice at Syracuse University.
If the railroad does go on strike, it could cause chaos.
If a strike happens, he says Congress will step in.
There's this thing called the Railway Labor Act, where the railroad unions they can't go on strike. So legally, they can't. But they could if they wanted to, right? So Congress would have to step in, and they would kind of have to force the railroad unions to accept, whatever agreement's been worked out. And if they don't, then they could get fired.
Workers' quality of life concerns seem to be the main sticking point. The contract on the table does not include any paid sick time, just one personal day.
Well, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, but with the higher prices of food, including those turkeys, some families are opting to trade in the turkey for more affordable options. Stephanie Bertini explains.
$34.15 for a bird that's slightly under 14 pounds. This turkey costs $2.49 a pound. This one a whopping $3.99 per pound. Raised without antibiotics, it costs $70.10.
It's gotten so expensive out here, forget it. You gotta save where you can.
And Allison Rodriguez is saving in a big way this Thanksgiving.
Pork roast, and it's just cheaper. $12 for a big 9-pound.
This woman is doing the same kind of thing, choosing chicken, pollo, a much cheaper alternative to turkey. The turkey is very expensive, she says. The American Farm Bureau Federation says turkeys are up about 21% this year, so swapping your protein is definitely an effective way to save. Saving on the main dish will help you stretch your budget indeed. That's because at grocery stores like this one here in the Bronx, across the tri-state and across the nation, you'll find buying what you need to prepare the side dishes will cost you more this year too. The American Farm Bureau Federation says the average cost of Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10, $64.05, more than $10 up from last year and just over $17 more than the year before. In the tri-state, expect to pay even more.
All those ingredients that you need to put together a Thanksgiving feast are costing you more money out of your pocket. But there are ways to save.
Money expert Andrea Warrock shared some tips with Fox 5. Consider cooking fewer side dishes. Reduce the size of the portions overall, she says. Shop your pantry first. You might already have some of what you need. If you are cooking turkey, consider a smaller bird or buying pieces instead of a whole turkey.
We're just changing the meat. We're doing the same sides, the stuffing, the rice, the potato salad. We just decided to switch the protein this year.
For those who don't mind sacrificing the turkey, like Allison Rodriguez, you might be filled with exactly what you need to fulfill that Thanksgiving tradition. Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
Stay with us. We'll have more after the break. And we want to leave you with a smile tonight. Krispy Kreme is getting into the holiday spirit with its Santa's Bake Shop donut collection. Sounds delicious. The recipes are, quote, inspired by Santa Claus himself. The collection, which will launch on Friday, includes new donuts such as sugar cookie and gingerbread cookie crumb, as well as returning favorites Santa Belly and chocolate glaze with holiday sprinkles. I'm Harriet Wallace. Thanks so much for watching.